Hi, my name is Kira, and my question for you is, what was your influence to start Bill Nye? Like, did someone ask you to, or why do you still continue it?
Kira, that's a great question. Let the record show I did not cue Kira to ask this question. She said, why did I start doing the Science Guy? So I had very influential teachers. I had great teachers when I was in school. And then I got a job at Boeing in Seattle. It was a long way. I grew up back east. I grew up in Washington, D.C. For those of you not in North America, I went 5,000 kilometers from home, 3,000 miles from home. And I didn't really know anybody. I was a big brother, United Way big brother, and I started volunteering at the Pacific Science Center, which is still there, one of my beloved institutions. And I was a science explainer because I'm a mechanical engineer. I took a lot of science. I especially took a lot of physics. And so I was a science explainer, and it was fun. And then I was working for these guys, they were all men, at a company that they were obsessed with making a profit every quarter, every 3 months. And you can do that if you're making big think videos, if you're making paper towels, if you're printing a magazine, you can plan, or publishing anything, you can plan 3 months, you can do that. But when you're trying to design a business jet, a navigation system for business jets that was going to be 2/3 as big as the one it was going to compete with on the market, in the marketplace, you can't do that in 3 months. And these guys were obsessed with it. And I just decided I wanted to affect the future. I wanted to affect people like you, Kira. And I was in a writer's meeting, and we needed 6 minutes. Not only was I working on a drawing board, making just tiny, very precise instruments that can detect the gravitational pull of the moon every day. Not only was I doing that, I was writing jokes for a comedy show in Seattle. And we had to fill 6 minutes, which in television is a long time. And this guy, who's still just a dear friend of mine, Ross Schaefer, said, why don't you do that stuff you're always talking about, Bill, that stuff at the science? You could be, I don't know, Bill Nye the Science Guy or something. Ross Schaefer is the guy's name. And then he left. He had to go do his radio show. He was a DJ in Seattle. And I thought, that's a good idea. So I did the household uses of liquid nitrogen. Because, you know, we all have liquid nitrogen around. Of course we do. And it was funny. And that led to this, I had this idea. I want to be the next television science communicator, the next television science educator. I grew up with a guy named Don Herbert, whose theatrical name was Mr. Wizard. And he was just a great guy. And I wanted to carry the torch. And I'm just delighted that you watched the show. I love you, Kira. Thank you.